this video, I have set out to show how Northern Michigan University adheres to the National Standards for Music Education, even though they're not required to as part of their teacher preparation program. This is a list of the 9 National Music Education Standards. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can find each of them in the curriculum at NMU. The first standard is easily seen. The following videos are from my senior recital and from a concert of the university choir that I directed. The second standard is also very easily seen. We can see this not only in the standard bands such as the marching band, but in programs that we do for elementary education, and you can see this in a video that I will show of music that I wrote for elementary schoolers. This was using a program entitled Finale, and then you'll hear a recording of me playing the piano in a student recital. This next standard, related to improvisation, is most often seen in the jazz setting. This is a screenshot of a program called Band in a Box. We use this program to teach improvisation, and I used it while working with the vocal jazz ensemble. The following video you see is a recording of a vocal jazz ensemble concert and myself soloing. The first example of arranging that you will see is an arrangement of Africa that I wrote for the vocal jazz ensemble, and you'll hear them performing it in the background. The example of composition that I have in here is an original composition that I wrote for a theory class entitled I Love My Love. It's a setting of a folk tune. And this was written in the Finale program, and you'll hear the music realized by the Finale synthesizer. Reading and notating music is seen constantly at NMU. In the sight singing class, they use a solfege curriculum written by Don Hauser. And in the following video, you can see the university choir practicing sight reading. Most analysis of music takes place in the music history class. The first analysis you see is a written analysis of a Bach fugue. The second analysis is a written analysis and a visual analysis of Sing Joyfully, and underneath you'll hear a recording of a choir that I'm singing and performing that same piece. Evaluation of musical performances also takes place very often at NMU. One example of us seeking evaluation from outside sources is the National Association of Teachers of Singing competition, to which I've gone the past 3 years. stars. You will see two judges' sheets, and underneath you will listen to an excerpt from my recital. Music has much to do with the other arts. As one example of my having learned about the relationship between music and poetry, I have a lesson plan that I taught to an education class, as well as the teacher's comments about that lesson plan. And underneath I have the university choir singing "Choose Something Like a Star," and I'm directing. The music history class speaks most obviously to understanding music in relation to history. We use a textbook as well as online resources to understand composers in their historical contexts. The International Performing Arts series also helps us understand music in relation to culture. One example is the shamisen player Agatsuma came along with his band, and he also gave a lecture to our music theory class to help us understand the difference between Japanese music and ours. As we can see, all of the national music education standards can be found at Northern in the regular curriculum. As an education student, this will color my teaching, as I will have examples to